While the festival village in Road Town is named in honor of Patsy Lake, the East End Festival and Carrot Bay Fishing Tournament have been named in honor of Yvette Penn and Elmore Stoutt, respectively. Nia Douglas spoke with both honorees and has this report.
And Virgin Islanders need to become more aware of their culture. We got a rich heritage, and I think people tend to feel that what is metropole from a big country is better than theirs. We have a whole set of stories which were told by older persons over the years, and some need to be told to the younger generation so they could appreciate the struggle or the happiness or the things that the people experienced before them.
Mr. Elmer Stoutt, who is no stranger to being honored, after being asked about the esteem of having the Carrot Bay Fishing Tournament named after him, told JTV News that he became a fisherman when his grandmother could not eat chicken.
I've been fishing maybe from when I was about 12 years old. Fishing has been a pastime for all the young men in my era all over the islands. I mean, it was something which you occupy yourselves purposefully. And but my getting into fishing was because my grandmother couldn't eat any chicken. And I would say to her, I think I would go and catch a fish on the rocks. You walk down the beach and you go out on a point, you pick up some soldier crabs. And at that time, the fries were plentiful. The fish beating the fries through the rocks. You take a cap full of fry up and you come back with bales of fish. And it became something which was really enjoying.
As for his role in festival time throughout the years, Stoutt, whose skills as a calypsonian and fungi artist continues to be undisputed, recalls early memories of winning Road March, Calypso Monarch, playing alongside others at the back of trucks through Road Town, and lyrics heard in his childhood that inspired him.
I used to be a calypsonian. I've won about 3 contests, 3 Crown Calypso King for about 3 times. Before we had electricity and all of the high-powered electronics and stuff, we would get on a truck, a little truck, with all the fungi instruments, and you come and you play music through Road Town in the back of a truck. The music wasn't amplified. There was no amplification at that time, and in 65, I recall 1965, competing for the first. And that time you were singing about things which were in your environment. I recall in 66 now, fungi and fish came up. That actually won the road match one year.
Stoutt passionately affirms that vulgarity is not a part of our culture. Some of his recommendations to help steer festival in a more cultural direction include improvisation as an aspect of calypso competitions, and more relevant reenactments and depictions at the August Monday parade.
You could, in the calypso contest, again, mightn't be a calypso contest, but you could motivate that type of thing where you have an extempo section. You sing on, or they might tell you pull, or you pull a thing from the basket, a topic. And you ain't gonna tend to compose, you just sing. This is a part of our culture. And this didn't come along just nowadays. It came from when our slave brothers and sisters came from Africa. And they found themselves on the plantation working. And they couldn't, you remember they couldn't talk to each other, but they could sing. And they could sing things that the master couldn't understand. Vulgarity wasn't a part of it. If you are depicting your culture, is your culture dancing on a stick and walking up the street? No way, Jose. That is not what BVI culture is about.
East End Long Look honoree Yvette Penn told JTV that her involvement in East End Festival can be traced back to her participating in Jenny Wheatley's troupe, The Mermaids.
The earliest memories I remember one year to Jenny Wheatley, she had a troupe which was the Mermaids, and I was one of the persons involved in the troupe. I was a mermaid dressed like a mermaid, and that was quite way back in those years. And then after that, I find myself being a member of the festival, Eastern Long Festival Committee.
In addition to her contribution to the East End Festival as a committee member, Yvette Penn is also well known for her presence in the village while selling food items at her booth, a role that she was inspired to play by the people who ran booths at the village before her.
How I got into that? From the older folks. I saw them doing it. I enjoy it, like Estelle Dawson and all of them. At August time, we used to have hats doing, plaiting, and they used to have these various booths and all that. I learned from them and I adopted it and I started doing it.
Penn also noted how fortunate the BVI is today, as in the past the funds for festival was not provided by the government and instead were raised by the committee.
Back then we have a few bands. The activity wasn't that great. We used to have to keep fish fries, do fundraisers in order to host the festival in Eastern Longlook, because at that time government didn't contribute a volume of money. The little contribution they gave wasn't anything of such significant, so we had to derive income by raising funds, soliciting the businesses, assistance, and all that in order for us to have a good festival.
Ms. Yvette Penn hopes that this year's East End Festival Village will be well supported and promises an exciting lineup.
Yes, there's a lot we have to offer. A lot to offer at East Yvette Penn Festival. There's a lot. You do come out. We have a good itinerary. Come in. You come out, enjoy yourself, be safe, don't drink and drive, get a friend to do whatever else needs to be done.
Mr. Elmer Stoutt reminds us to celebrate mindfully and safely.
As you leave home and you go out to have clean fun. Represent your household well. Arguments, the consuming of a whole heap of alcohol doesn't make sense. You get drunk and you know what's going on, and then you end up losing your life or you're killing somebody, and that ain't festival. That ain't what the culture is about. Safety first and a little bit of fun based on the time.
The Yvette Penn East End Longlook Festival Village is scheduled to open on Monday, August 3rd, and the Carrot Bay Village and Elmer Stoutt Fishing Tournament opens on Thursday, August 6th. Nia Douglas reporting for JTV News.